Friends, I am CA Naga Hanuman Madhu. Today we are going to see 43rd GST Council recommendations which are notified by way of notifications. Before going to the video, kindly like our video, share our video, and if you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking the bell icon. So now let us see what are all the 43rd GST Council meeting recommendations notified by way of notification. See, government has given notification number 17 to 17 bar 2021 to 27 bar 2021. Total 10 notifications were issued by the government in order to notify the 43rd GST Council recommendations. So, for the sake of convenience, I broke the notifications into following types. One is COVID-19 relief measures, that is interest rate reduction, and the second one is COVID-19 relief measures, procedural relaxations, and the third one is amnesty scheme, and the fourth one is exclusions, and the fifth one is I covered only one recommendation provided in 43rd GST Council meeting which is not yet notified, that is simplification of annual return. Simplification of annual return is self-certification of annual return by the taxpayer. So now let us go to the first one, interest rate deduction. So what are the interest rate deductions provided by way of notifications? So notification number 18 bar 2021 and 19 bar 2021 dated 1st of June provided relaxation with respect to interest and late fees for the month of March, April, May for form GSTR 3B. For GSTR 3B, the government has come up with the reduction of interest rates for the month of March, April and May as follows. So the turnover whoever is having more than 5 crores, interest rate has been reduced to 9% for the tax period March, April and May if they have filed the GSTR 3B within 5th May. In case of March, that is 15 days of delay, and in case of April month, it's a 4th June, and May month, 5th of July. So if the taxpayer turnover is more than 5 crores in the preceding previous year and the respective GSTR 3B is respective periods GSTR 3B has been filed before the set dates, then the interest rate has to be paid at the rate of 9%. No, it's not 18%, it's 9%. So let us say a taxpayer turnover is more than 5 crores and he has defaulted rupees 100, net default 100 rupees. So then on top of 100 rupees, he has to pay 9% if he files a return of income before 5th May or after 4th June or 5th of July for respective periods. So, if the respective taxpayer did not file the GSTR 3B and remit the taxes before the set dates, these dates, then from 6th of May onwards for the month of May and from 5th of June onwards in case of April and 6th of June onwards for the month of May. So 18% interest has to be paid. So let us continue the same example. If a taxpayer having turnover of more than 5 crores defaulted 100 rupees and he has filed a return of income for the month of March after 6th May. So after 6th May means so he has defaulted more than 15 days. Then from the date of due date, that is after 20th of April, that is for original date, after 20th of April till 5th May, for 15 days he has to pay 9% on top of 100 rupees, 9%, and after 5th May, that is from 6th of May till the date of filing and paying the taxes, he has to pay 18%. So 100 on top of 100 rupees till 5th May 9%, and from 6th May 18% has to be paid. It's not directly straight away 18%. Similarly for the rest of the periods. So the taxpayer having the next one, the taxpayer who is having the less than 5 crores turnover or equal to 5 crores turnover in the preceding financial year, then if he has defaulted for 15 days, if he filed the GSTR 3B before 5th of May, then the interest rate is nil. In case of April, 4th of June, and in case of May, 5th of July. So if the taxpayer has filed their GSTR 3B before these dates, then the interest rate is nil. So if the taxpayer has filed the GSTR 3B from 6th of May to 19th of June, that is 45 days from 15th May. 45 days from 15th May, then the rate of interest is 9%. In case of April month, from 5th June to 4th July, that is 30 days, from 15 days to 30 days of delay, and from 5th of July to 20th of July, 15 days of delay, that is from 15 days of delay, another 15 days of delay, then 9% is applicable. 9% interest has to be paid. From 20th of June, 18% has to be paid. From 5th of July, 18% has to be paid. From 21st of July, 18% has to be paid for respective tax periods, March, April, and May. So continuing the same example, so if a person has defaulted rupees 100, and for example, let us say he has filed on 21st of June 2021 of March month return. So since he has crossed all these periods, so till 5th of May he need not pay any interest. From 6th May to 19th June he has to pay 9% on 100 rupees, and from 20th of June to 21st, that means 2 days, for 18 at the rate of 18% he has to pay interest. Now let us come to a late fee. So interest rates has been notified in notification number 18/2021, and late fees has been notified in notification number 19/2021. So the late fees, what are the late fees? Waiver provided provided notification 19/2021. So for the month of March, April, and May, the late fees were waived off. If the month for the month of March, if GST 3B is filed before 5th of May, if the month of April, if the GST 3B is filed before 4th of June, and for the month of May, late fee will be nil if it is filed before 5th of July. So if the GST 3B is filed before the set dates, then the late fee will be waived off. Then thereafter, normal late fees for the month of March and April as per amnesty scheme, and for the month of May, normal late fees prescribed in the Act. This is for turnover, the taxpayer who is having turnover more than 5 crores in preceding previous year. So what if the turnover is less than or equal to 5 crores in the preceding previous year? Then the late fees will be waived off for the month of March if it is filed before 19th of June. Late fees will be waived off for the month of April if it is filed before 4th of July, and late fees will be waived off if the GST 3B is filed before 20th of July. So that is 30 days. Then thereafter, normal tax rates, that is amnesty scheme for month of March and April, amnesty scheme, and for month of May, normal rate fees provided in a section. So friends, here in notification number 18, they have reduced the rate of interest to be paid, and in the notification number 19, they have waived off the late fees. So there is a clash. So the amnesty scheme provides, there is a clash between amnesty scheme and notification number 19. So amnesty scheme says from the date of July 2017 till that, for the period of July 2017 till the period of April 2021, if they have filed a GST 3B, then the late fee will be capped to so and so, 500,000 and so on. So limits were prescribed in the amnesty scheme. So however, in the notification number 19, it is saying for the month of March and April, if it is filed before 5th of May and filed before 4th of June, so late fee will be waived off. So that means this notification will prevail over amnesty scheme. So the amnesty scheme is saying 500,000 rupees, the notification is saying for the month of March till 5th and for the month of April till June it is waived off. So the late fees will be waived off. After 5th of May and 4th of June, if they file the return of income, if they file the GST 3B, then the amnesty scheme late fees will be applicable. So the next category is QRMP, quarterly return monthly payment. So whoever the turnover, the taxpayer's turnover is less than 5 crores, they will have an option to select quarterly return and monthly payment scheme. So the quarterly return and monthly payment scheme has two categories of states, category A states and category B states. So let us see what are category A states and category B states. So category A states are Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Union Territories of Daman and Daman, Dadar, Nagar and Haveli, Puducherry, Andaman Nicobar Islands, and Lakshadweep. So these are all category A states, and category B states are Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, basically 7 sisters, all 7 sisters, Tripura, Meghalaya, Assam, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Chhattisgarh and Delhi. So these are all category B states. So category A states has given certain relaxations, category B states has given certain relaxations. So let us see what are all relaxations given for category A states. So the QRMP scheme, quarterly return monthly payment scheme for category A states for the month of March, April and May, for 15 days of delay, nil. So that means for 7th of May for March, 9th of June for April and 10th of July for May. So if the 3STR 3B is filed between these set dates, before these set dates, then the interest will be 0. If it is filed, GST 3B is filed from 8th of May to 21st of June, then the rate of interest is 18%. So let us say the taxpayer has filed a GST 3B on 21st of June. So till the date of 7th May, interest is 0, and from 8th May to 21st June, 9% he has to pay. So for the month of April, it has to be, if it is filed before 10th of June, filed from 10th of June to 9th of July, then the rate of interest is 9%. For the month of May, if it is filed between 11th of July to 21st of July, then it is 9%. So for the, and similarly, then for the period of March, from 21st of June, 18% has to be paid. From 10th of July for the period of April, 18% has to be paid. From 26th of July for the period May, 18% has to be paid. So let us say if a taxpayer has filed his GST 3B on 22nd of June, then he has crossed all these due dates. So till 7th of May it's a 0, from 8th May to 21st June 9%, and from 22nd June 18% has to be paid. So similarly for category B states, if it is for the month of March 9th May, for the month of April just 9th June, for the month of May 10th July, if the return GST 3B is filed between these dates, then the interest rate is nil, need not pay any interest on tax dues. And if it is filed between GST 3B is filed between 10th of May to 23rd June, 9% for the period March, and from 10th June to 9th July for the period of April, it's 9%. From 11th July to 25th of July for the period May, then it is 9%. So after 23rd June, that is from 24th June onwards, interest rate is 18% for the period of March, and from 10th July for the period of April is 19%, and from 26th July for the period of May, it is 18%. So now let us go to late fee. So late fees were notified in this notification number 19. So notification number 18/2021 says about interest rates. Notification number 19/2021 says about late fees. So late fees. So QRMP category states late fees were waived off if they filed a GST 3B for the quarter ended 31st March, quarter ended March 21 before 21st of June. So if the quarter ended 21st of June, QRMP scheme category A states GST 3B is filed before 21st of June, then the late fee will be waived off thereafter a ministry scheme. So category B states similarly, if they are filed before 23rd of June, that means QRMP scheme category B states, if they filed a GST 3B before 23rd of June, then there is no late fee. So for composition scheme, I covered under procedural aspects in this second part. We'll see the composition scheme, interest rates and late fees in point number 2 of procedural aspects. So now let us go to the second part, procedural aspects. What are all the COVID-19 relief measures given as a procedural aspects? So broadly there are 6 exemptions. So 6 reliefs given for procedural aspects. So what are all those 6? So first one is due dates for GST 1 and IFF, invoice furnishing facility, for the month of April and May were extended, and due date for GST 4 composition scheme taxpayers has been extended, and due date for job work returns ITC 04, filing of ITC 04 for the quarter Jan to March has been extended, and cumulative applicability of ITC restriction, that is 36(4). So 36(4) applicability, that is 5%, 10%, 5%, 20%. Those conditions were extended. For those conditions, there is specific condition provided in the notification. And filing of returns by using electronic verification code, that is OTP, is extended, and extension of various timelines for completion of various action by authority or any person under GST Act has been extended. So that means any authority or any person has to do some actions under the act which is going to expire for a set period, then those timelines were extended by way of notifications. So let us go to the first extension. Notification number 12 bar 2021 and 17 bar 2021 and 27 bar 2021 of 1st June. 12 bar 2021 is the old notification, 1st of May, that is for April month, and 17 bar 2021 and 27 bar 2021 for 1st of June, new notifications for May month. So extensive due date for furnishing the GSTR1 and invoice furnishing facility. So invoice furnishing facility is for QRMP scheme. So those who are opting QRMP scheme, quarterly return, monthly payment scheme, they has to furnish IFF facility, invoice furnishing facility. It is nothing but like a GSTR1 return. So in invoice furnishing facility, QRMP scheme people, taxpayers, has to furnish some B2B and credit note, debit notes and all. So for those GSTR1 normal taxpayers, GSTR1 and QRMP taxpayers, IFF facility, those due dates were extended. So let us go to due dates, what are the due dates extended. So GSTR1 for the month of April extended to 26 May. This is in notification number 12. And for the month of May, it is GSTR1 due date is extended to 26 June. And invoice furnishing facility. So QRMP scheme, those who are opt for QRMP scheme, invoice furnishing facility for the month of May has been extended from, so they can file their QRMP, they can file their IFF facility from 1st of May till 28th of May. For the month of May, they can file their IFF facility from 1st of June to 20th of June. So now let us go to the second extension, that is filing of GSTR form 4 by composition taxpayers. So notification number 25 bar 2021 dated 1st of June extended the due date for filing GSTR 4. So GSTR 4 is an annual return, has to be filed by composition scheme taxpayers. So those who are opting composition scheme, they for financial year 2021 GSTR 4 has been extended till 31st of July. So as I mentioned earlier, here the composition scheme tax rates 18, notification number 18 and 19. So notification number 18 and 19 says for composition scheme as well, interest rate and late fees, that I am covering here. So here the who are all under composition schemes, so interest rate has been reduced. So GSTR 3B is filed between 3rd of May, then the rate of interest is nil. If it is filed from 4th of May to 18th of June, then it is 9%, and from 19th June to 2021 onwards, it is 18% for the quarter ended March. No, it's not quarter. So the composition scheme, the GSTR 4, so GSTR 4 interest rates, if they filed between 3rd May, it's a nil rate of interest, and from 4th of May to 18th of June 9%, and from 19th June to 18%. So now let us go to third extension of due date for job worker. So whenever goods is dispatched to a job worker or goods are received from a job worker, then we have to file a form called ITC 04. So notification number 26 bar 2021 extended the timeline. Notification number 26 bar 2021 extended the timelines for filing ITC 4 when goods are dispatched to job worker or received from job worker by the principal. So from the period 1st of January 2021 to 31st of March 2021. So these two events were happened between 1st of January 2021 to 31st of March 2021. Then the due date is 30th of June for filing ITC 04. Now let us go to the fourth amendment, fourth one, that is cumulative applicability of ITC under Rule 36(4). So as friends, you are all known what is 36(4) restriction. So 36(4) restriction is in case my ITC is not reflecting in GSTR 2A, then I can claim only up to 5% of ITC reflecting in GST 2A, extra 5% of input reflecting in GSTR 2A. So that means, for example, let us say my books are saying 100 rupees. However, my GSTR 2A says only 95 rupees. So the government has come up with a new rule. It's an old rule basically. So Rule 36(4). So the Rule 36(4) says if If the GSTR 2A has a less input than your books of accounts input, then you can claim in GSTR 3B exceeding 5% of input which is reflecting in GSTR 2A. So that restriction has to be seen month on month every time while you filing GSTR 3B. So now the rule has been extended, been relaxed. So notification by way notification number 27/2021 dated 1st of June has added a proviso to Rule 36(4) saying, see, for the month of April, May, and June 2021, this 105 condition has to be seen cumulatively, and that cumulative adjustment has to be given in the month of June 2021. So let us say for the month of April, May, and June, all put together has to be seen for 105% condition. So whatever the adjustment, addition or deletion, whatever extra or less claiming, I mean reversal of input or extra claim in case if you want to claim an extra 105% has to be adjusted in the month of June 2021. So cumulative of April, May month, June has to be taken in the month of June 2021 GSTR 3B. And the fifth one is, so we can file the GST returns using the electronic verification code that is extended till 31st of August 2021. So and the sixth one is, so various relaxations has been provided. So where any time limits for completion of any action by any authority or by any person under the GST Act, which falls, the time limit for completion of time limit which falls between 15th of April to 29th of June, then it shall extend it to 30th of June. So whatever the actions by the department or person or by any taxpayer which falls between 15th of April and 29th of June shall extend it to 30th of June. However, there are certain exceptions provided. That is chapter 4 exception, like chapter 4 means time and value of supply, and subsection 3 of 10, 20, section 25 to section 27, 31, 37, 47, 50, 69, 90, 102 and 129 are out of this scope. That means crossing of time limit for composition schemes and registration issues, and in case of tax invoice issuing to timelines and late fees and interest and e-way bills, penalties, etc. And also section 39. So section 39 provides for furnishing of GST 3B. However, there is a specific relaxations given, so that relaxation will stand extended. And in case of section 68, e-way bill, and so these are the exceptions. So that means for these things, extension of time limits will not apply. However, the time limit for verification of registration application by the authorities, which falls between 1st of May to 31st of June, shall extend it to 15th of July. Let us say if a taxpayer has applied for registration, that application has to be which application verification which falls due between 1st of May and 31st of June, then it shall extend it to 15th of July. And the next relaxation is, and if in case if a refund rejection letter has been sent by a authority and due date for passing an order for refund rejection, either in full or part, passing an order by the authority for rejection of refund which falls between 15th of April to 29th of June, then also that said time limits were extended by 15 days. Then also time limits were extended by 15 days from the date of reply received by the reply to the notice received from the registered person, taxpayer, or 30th of June, whichever is later. So that means if an order has to be, refund rejection order has to be passed between 15th of April to 29th of June, then it shall extended by 15 days from the date of reply received from the notice, or by 30th of June, whichever is later. Also friends, I just wanted to bring to your notice that Supreme Court on suo motu has considered the extension of timelines, and it has given a direction for, that means it has given a direction that all proceedings and all timelines were extended. So now let us go to the amnesty scheme, the third part. So what is the amnesty scheme provided under the Act, and what is the notification says? So amnesty scheme for GST returns, non-filers and nil filers. So first one is non-filers and nil filers. So amnesty scheme, basically amnesty means, the word amnesty means pardon. So when government is pardoning, so there are three types of amnesties provided. So one is capping of late fee for delay in filing past expired period returns, and retrospective periods, and capping of late fee for prospective periods, that is future, and retrospective amendment in section 50, that is interest has to be paid on net cash basis. So now let us go to the first one, first amnesty scheme. Amnesty scheme, it is notified under notification number 19/2021, which says if in case if a taxpayer has not filed the return of income, then if a taxpayer has not filed the GST at 3B, then he can file the GST at 3B now. So when GST at 3B has to be filed between 1st of June 2021 to 31st of August 2021. If the GST at 3B is for the period July 2017 to April 2021, GST at 3B is for the period July 2017 to April 2021 has been filed between 1st of June to 31st of August 2021, then the amnesty scheme is applicable. So amnesty scheme says in case of nil taxpayer 500, maximum penalty is 500. So no matter how many months you default, so maximum penalty is 500 for each return. For each return it is 500. For each return it is 500. In case of nil tax liability, 500 is 250 CGST and 250 SGST. And in case if a taxpayer is having tax liability, then it's a maximum late fee will be 1000 rupees, 500 CGST and 500 SGST for each return. Now let us go to the second amnesty scheme. So that is rationalization of late fee imposed under section 47. So the government has given two notifications now. Notification numbers 19/2021 and three notifications. It's four notifications. Notification number 19, 20, 21 and 22/2021 dated 1st of June by capping the late fees in case of future filing of return of income. So let us say amnesty scheme. So amnesty scheme has provided for the return GST returns GST 3B for the period of July 2017 to April 2021. However, for the next period, section 47 has been amended and the late fees has been capped as follows. So in case of GST 1 and 3B, from June 2021 returns onwards, so in case of nil tax payable, so late fee will be 20 rupees per day subject to maximum of 500, and annual turnover is up to 1.5 crore in previous year, then the late fee will be 50 rupees per day, maximum will be 2000. So whatever 50 rupees or 20 rupees or 500, 2000, it is including CGST and SGST as well. So that means 10 rupees CGST, 10 rupees SGST, 25 rupees CGST and for 25 rupees SGST. So that is maximum 2000 here and maximum 500 here. So if in case the turnover is 1.5 crores to 5 crores, then the maximum late fee is 50 rupees subject to maximum of 5000. In case more than 5 crores, there is no amendment, there is no change. Whatever the late fee provided under section 47 earlier, that holds good. In case of GSTR 4, composition taxpayers, from financial year 2021-22 onwards, in case of nil return, 20 rupees per day, maximum 500, and in case of other than nil returns, 50 rupees per day, maximum 2000. So in case of GSTR 7, so GSTR 7 is in case if TDS is deducted, in order to claim the TDS, we have to file the GSTR 7 return. So GSTR 7 from June 2021 onwards, all categories of taxpayer, whether nil or non-nil, so all categories of taxpayers, late fee for filing GSTR 7 is 50 rupees per day and maximum is 2000. So now let us go to the third amnesty. So amnesty means nothing but pardon. So the third one is, so section 50, there is a provision inserted in section 50 subsection 1 of the CGST Act, which says in case if you have defaulted 100 rupees, let us say you have to pay the GST liability on outward supplies is 100 rupees and you have the input of 10 rupees on input supplies, then you have to pay taxes of 90 rupees balance, 100 rupees minus 10 rupees input you are available. However, there is no clarity whether interest should be paid on 100 rupees, my output liability, or on net liability, that is 100 rupees minus 10 rupees, 90 rupees. So the notification has been given, notification number 16/2021 dated 1st of June 2021, consequent to 43rd GST Council recommendation, which says interest has to be paid 9% or 18% or whatever the applicability. So interest has to be paid on net liability, that is on 90 rupees only you have to pay the interest. So however, notification says amendment will come into effect from 1st of June. However, the applicability will be retrospective applicable. So that means, see, let us say if you already paid the taxes on gross liability, then there is no refund. However, people who are filing returns now, however, people paying taxes now with effect from 1st of June, then they can take advantage of this notification, take the benefit of this notification, and they can pay interest only on net amount. So now let us go to the next one, exemptions provided under GST. So there is one more exemption or exclusion provided by way of notification in line with the 43rd GST Council recommendation. That is, notification number 23/2021 says, in case of government, even though they are exceeding the 100 crores turnover, they need not issue any invoice. So that means the government has prescribed whoever is crossing 100 crores, they has to issue invoice. There is no exception provided. There are certain exceptions, but the exception has been extended to government department and local authority as well. So in case of government department and local authority, e-invoice is not issue in case the turnover is more than 100 crores. So now the last one, there is one GST Council, 43rd GST Council recommendation, which is not yet notified. I thought of bringing to your kind attention, friends. So that is very critical amendment which is proposed. Actually, it takes away the bread and butter of the all chartered accountants. So that is, it says it proposed for amendment of section 35 and 44 of CGST Act. So it says they wanted to make easy the filing of GSTR 9C. That means, so previously GSTR 9C has to be certified by a chartered accountant. Now they're coming up with an amendment saying GSTR 9C can be certified by the GSTR 9C can be self-certified. The reconciliation statement, whatever it is, it can be self-certified. They did not go to the chartered accountant. By this change, they are proposed for annual return financial 2021 onwards. However, this is not yet notified. If it is notified, then the bread and butter of chartered accountant will be taken away. And one more recommendation of 43rd GST Council is GSTR 9 and 9A for financial 2021 is to be optional for the taxpayers who is having aggregate annual turnover, AAT. So aggregate annual turnover means it includes all turnovers. Go to the definition of aggregate annual turnover given in the Act. It says all turnovers, taxable turnover, exempted turnover, all turnovers covers under. So if the aggregate annual turnover is less than 2 crores, then GSTR 9 and 9A for financial 2021 is optional. However, this is not yet notified, just a recommendation by 43rd GST Council meeting. And one more recommendation is GSTR 9C for financial 2021 is to be filed by taxpayers only if they are exceeding 5 crores. This is just a recommendation, not yet notified. All these things are recommendation by 43rd Council meeting, not yet notified. So thanks friends. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. If you like the video, kindly share it to your friends and subscribe to our channel by clicking the bell icon. If you have any suggestions or queries, you can find me to the below given number or email ID. Thank you. Thanks.